What if the key to unlocking a truly fulfilling life, a secret cherished by ancient sages, is now almost completely ignored? Imagine a world where this single piece of forgotten wisdom could erase the gnawing emptiness so many feel. This isn't about some new age trend, but a timeless directive etched in stone that modern society has actively buried. Are you living in ignorance of its power? The maxim also implied understanding humanity's place in the universe. Knowing oneself meant recognizing one's mortal limits, one's connection to the divine, and the universal laws that govern existence. It was an invitation to humility and awe, a reminder that true wisdom begins with acknowledging what we do not know. Thinkers throughout history, from Plato and Aristotle to Augustine and Montaigne, have echoed this call for self-knowledge. They recognize that without this inner compass, individuals are prone to being swayed by fleeting passions, societal pressures, and their own unexamined biases. The pursuit of self-knowledge was seen as a lifelong endeavor, constantly evolving. This ancient imperative wasn't confined to the intellectual elite. It was a universal call, resonating across different cultures and spiritual traditions, albeit expressed in various forms. The core message remained consistent. The path to enlightenment, to a meaningful life, begins within. It's a journey inward, not outward. The profundity of Know Thyself lies in its simplicity and its inexhaustible depth. It's a mirror reflecting not just our individual selves, but our shared human condition. It challenges us to look beyond the superficial masks we wear and to connect with our authentic core. This connection is the source of genuine strength and resilience. So if this wisdom was once so central, so revered, what happened? Why, in our technologically advanced, information-rich modern world, does the pursuit of self-knowledge often feel like a fringe activity, a luxury rather than a necessity? The answer lies in the very fabric of contemporary life. The shift away from introspection wasn't a sudden event, but a gradual erosion, fueled by profound societal changes. The rise of industrialization, the emphasis on external achievement, and the relentless pace of modern life have all played a part in dimming the inner light of self-awareness. We've become experts at looking outward, but novices at looking inward. One of the primary culprits in our collective amnesia regarding Know Thyself is the overwhelming cult of productivity and external validation. Modern society often measures worth by what we do, what we have, and what others think of us. This relentless external focus leaves little room or perceived value for the quiet, often solitary work of introspection. The sheer volume of distractions in the digital age is another formidable barrier. Our attention is constantly fragmented by notifications, social media feeds, and an endless stream of entertainment. This culture of instant gratification trains our minds to seek novelty and escape, rather than the sustained focus required for deep self-reflection. We are always connected, yet rarely connected to ourselves. Furthermore, our education systems often prioritize the acquisition of external knowledge and marketable skills over the development of inner wisdom and emotional intelligence. Critical thinking is taught, but often in service of problem-solving in the external world, not in understanding the complexities of our own minds and hearts. The inner curriculum is largely absent. Consumer culture also plays a significant role. We are constantly bombarded with messages telling us that happiness and fulfillment can be bought, that external products and experiences will fill the void within. This perpetuates a cycle of seeking solutions outside ourselves, rather than cultivating inner resources. The pursuit of more often distracts from the pursuit of meaning. We navigate our days, bombarded by information, chasing external validation, yet an inner compass remains lost. This isn't accidental. The systems we live in often thrive on our self-estrangement, our distraction from a fundamental truth about ourselves. This video will not offer simple answers, but will instead illuminate a path, a forgotten rule that holds the potential to realign your entire existence. There's also a pervasive fear of what we might find if we truly look within. The prospect of confronting our flaws, our past traumas, our deepest anxieties can be daunting. It's often easier to maintain a carefully constructed self-image, even if it's inauthentic, than to face the raw, unfiltered truth of who we are. Distraction becomes a form of self-protection. The decline of traditional spiritual frameworks, which often provided structures for introspection and moral guidance, has also left a void for many. While secular pathways to self-knowledge exist, they may not be as readily accessible or culturally emphasized as older traditions once were, leaving many adrift without a map for their inner journey. The modern emphasis on individualism, while liberating in some ways, can also paradoxically hinder deep self-knowledge. If the self is seen as entirely self-created, without connection to deeper truths or a shared humanity, introspection can become a purely narcissistic exercise, rather than a path to genuine understanding and connection. True self-knowledge transcends the ego. Even the concept of self-care in modern discourse is often superficial, reduced to consumerist practices rather than genuine inner work. Bubble baths and spa days, while pleasant, are not substitutes for the rigorous honesty and courage required to truly know oneself. We've commercialized the very idea of looking inward, stripping it of its transformative power. This collective forgetting, this societal shift away from valuing inner exploration, has profound consequences. It's not merely an intellectual oversight. It's a silent pandemic affecting our mental health, our relationships, our sense of purpose, and the very fabric of our societies. The cost of not knowing ourselves is immense. So what are these perils of unknowing? What happens when we live our lives as strangers to ourselves, guided by external forces and unexamined impulses? The picture that emerges is often one of quiet desperation, a life lived on autopilot, devoid of genuine connection and authentic meaning. This is the modern malaise born from a forgotten wisdom. One of the most immediate consequences of lacking self-knowledge is a pervasive sense of anxiety and restlessness. When we don't understand our own needs, fears, and desires, we are constantly searching for external solutions to internal discomfort. This creates a cycle of dissatisfaction, as no external fix can truly address an inner void. The unease lingers. Without self-awareness, we are highly susceptible to conformity and societal pressure. We adopt beliefs, values, and lifestyles that are not truly our own, simply to fit in or gain approval. This leads to a life of inauthenticity, a constant performance that drains our energy and leaves us feeling like imposters in our own lives. A lack of self-knowledge also breeds indecisiveness and a profound lack of purpose. If you don't know what truly matters to you, what your unique strengths are, or what kind of life aligns with your deepest values, it becomes incredibly difficult to make meaningful choices or to chart a course for your life. You drift rather than navigate. This is a tragedy. Relationships suffer greatly when we lack self-understanding. We project our own unacknowledged insecurities and unresolved issues onto others. We may unconsciously repeat unhealthy patterns from our past, or struggle to communicate our needs effectively because we haven't identified them ourselves. True connection requires self-awareness from both parties. The ancients believed this rule was so vital, they inscribed it at the very heart of their world, a sacred site visited by seekers of wisdom for centuries. Its rediscovery isn't just about personal well-being. It's about reclaiming a core aspect of our humanity that has been systemically eroded. What is this rule, and why has its wisdom been so effectively silenced in our contemporary lives? Furthermore, without knowing our own shadow, the parts of ourselves we repress or deny, we are prone to unconscious self-sabotage. We might make choices that undermine our happiness or success, driven by hidden fears or unresolved wounds. The shadow, unacknowledged, exerts a powerful, often destructive influence over our lives. It demands attention. The inability to manage our emotions effectively is another peril. Self-knowledge includes emotional literacy, recognizing, understanding, and regulating our feelings. Without this, we can be overwhelmed by anger, sadness, or fear, leading to impulsive reactions and poor decision-making. We become slaves to our unchecked emotions. On a broader societal level, a collective lack of self-knowledge contributes to conflict, prejudice, and an inability to solve complex problems. When individuals are not aware of their own biases and motivations, it becomes harder to engage in constructive dialogue, to empathize with others, or to work together for the common good. Division becomes inevitable. Ultimately, living without self-knowledge is like navigating a treacherous landscape in complete darkness. We stumble, we fall, we get lost, and we may never reach our desired destination, a life of authenticity, fulfillment, and peace. The journey itself becomes a source of constant frustration rather than growth. The ancient Greeks understood this. They knew that a life devoid of self-reflection was a life lived in chains, even if those chains were invisible. The call to know thyself was therefore a call to liberation, to break free from the shackles of ignorance and step into the light of self-awareness. This is a call that echoes even louder today. But how do we begin this journey back to ourselves in a world that seems designed to keep us distracted and externally focused? Is it even possible to cultivate deep self-knowledge amidst the noise of modern life? The answer is a resounding yes. The path exists, though it requires intention, courage, and a willingness to turn inward. The journey to self-knowledge begins with intentional introspection. This means carving out dedicated time for quiet reflection, away from the clamor of daily life. It can be as simple as sitting in silence for a few minutes each day, allowing your thoughts and feelings to surface without judgment. The key is consistency. Journaling is another powerful tool for self-discovery. Writing down your thoughts, feelings, experiences, and reflections can help you identify patterns, clarify your values, and gain deeper insights into your own psyche. It's like having a conversation with your deepest self, a dialogue that can reveal profound truths. Mindfulness and meditation practices, rooted in ancient traditions, are invaluable for cultivating self-awareness. By observing your thoughts and emotions without attachment, you begin to understand the workings of your mind and to differentiate your true self from the chatter of your ego. This practice cultivates an inner sanctuary. Seeking honest feedback from trusted friends, mentors, or therapists can also illuminate blind spots. Others may see aspects of ourselves that we are unaware of. This requires humility and a willingness to receive constructive criticism, but it can be an accelerant for self-understanding. Prepare to journey back in time, not for a history lesson, but for a revelation that could radically alter how you perceive yourself and the world around you. We will unearth this ancient directive, examine its profound implications, and explore why its absence is a silent crisis of our times. The answers might be uncomfortable, but the pursuit of this knowledge is more critical now than ever before. Engaging with literature, philosophy, and art can also be a profound path to self-knowledge. Stories and ideas from diverse cultures and eras can act as mirrors, reflecting our own experiences, challenging our assumptions, and expanding our understanding of the human condition, and therefore ourselves. These are windows to the soul. Crucially, the path to self-knowledge involves embracing discomfort and confronting your shadow. This means honestly examining your fears, insecurities, past traumas, and negative patterns. It's not about dwelling on negativity, but about integrating these hidden parts of yourself to become whole. This is where true courage lies. Pay attention to your dreams and intuition. These can be powerful messengers from your subconscious mind, offering insights and guidance that your rational mind might overlook. Keeping a dream journal or practicing intuitive listening can unlock hidden layers of self-understanding. The subconscious speaks in symbols. Spending time in nature can also facilitate self-reflection. The tranquility and grandeur of the natural world can help quiet the mind, foster a sense of connection, and provide a space for deeper introspection. Nature has a way of putting things into perspective and reminding us of our place in the larger web of life. Remember that self-knowledge is not a destination, but a lifelong journey. There will be moments of clarity and moments of confusion. The key is to remain curious, compassionate, and committed to the process of inner exploration. Each step, however small, brings you closer to your authentic self. This journey is yours alone. This commitment to knowing oneself, though challenging in our modern world, is not an act of selfishness. In fact, it is a profound act of service. For as we come to know and heal ourselves, we become better equipped to contribute meaningfully to the world and to connect authentically with others. It is the foundation of a more conscious society. The rewards of embarking on this journey of self-knowledge are immeasurable. The first and most profound is the gift of authenticity. When you know who you are, you can live in alignment with your true self, shedding the masks and pretenses that society often demands. You become real. Self-knowledge cultivates a deep sense of inner peace and resilience. Understanding your own emotional landscape allows you to navigate life's inevitable challenges with greater calm and wisdom. You become less reactive, more centered, and better able to weather storms. You become unbreakable. Knowing yourself unlocks your unique purpose and potential. By identifying your core values, passions, and talents, you can align your actions with what truly matters to you. This leads to a life of greater meaning, fulfillment, and contribution. You find your unique path. Self-awareness enhances your relationships. When you understand your own needs, boundaries, and patterns, you can communicate more effectively, empathize more deeply, and build healthier, more authentic connections with others. Love and understanding flourish. This isn't merely about self-improvement, it's about self-reclamation. The journey begins by confronting a simple, yet terrifyingly profound question. Do you truly know who you are? And if not, what are the consequences of living an unexamined life in a world that actively discourages such introspection? Stay with us as we uncover the ancient rule that holds the key. Wisdom, the ultimate pursuit of ancient philosophers, is a natural fruit of self-knowledge. By understanding yourself, you gain a deeper understanding of human nature and the complexities of life. This wisdom guides your choices, enriches your perspective, and allows you to live with greater clarity and grace. This is true wealth. Ultimately, the rediscovery of know thyself is not just about individual well-being. It's crucial for the well-being of our world. A society composed of self-aware individuals is a society that is more compassionate, more tolerant, more creative, and better equipped to address the complex challenges we face. It is a society awakening. The ancient rule that modern life forgot holds the key not just to a better life, but to a better world. It reminds us that the greatest journey we can undertake is the journey inward, the exploration of the vast, uncharted territory of our own consciousness. This journey is always available. So the question echoes from antiquity, resonating with urgent relevance today. Will we continue to live as strangers to ourselves, adrift in a sea of external distractions? Or will we heed the timeless wisdom of Delphi and embark on the sacred quest to know thyself? The choice, as always, is ours. In summary, the ancient maxim, know thyself, is not a mere philosophical relic. It is a vital guide for navigating the complexities of modern existence. It urges us to look inward, to understand our motivations, values, strengths, and weaknesses, as the foundational step towards personal growth, wisdom, and a more conscious, meaningful life. This is its enduring legacy. We've explored its profound meaning, why it has been overshadowed in our fast-paced world, and the crucial importance of its rediscovery. The journey of self-knowledge is challenging, yet it offers the promise of authenticity, purpose, and a deeper connection to ourselves and the world around us. It is a journey worth undertaking. The ancient rule, know thyself, is ultimately an invitation to pause, to reflect, and to embark on the most important exploration of all, the exploration of your own inner universe. What undiscovered continents of being lie dormant within you, waiting to be awakened? The answer lies in the quiet courage to look within. The ancient rule we speak of, a cornerstone of wisdom for millennia, is the Delphic maxim, know thyself. Inscribed prominently at the Temple of Apollo in Delphi, these two words, gamma nu letter 1 ff6 theta iota sigma epsilon alpha epsilon tau omicron u in Greek, were not a casual suggestion, but a divine imperative. Pilgrims traveling to consult the oracle were first confronted with this profound challenge before seeking answers about their future. But what does it truly mean to know thyself? It's far more than knowing your name, your profession, or your superficial preferences. The ancient Greeks, particularly philosophers like Socrates, saw it as the very foundation of a virtuous and meaningful life. For Socrates, the unexamined life was not worth living. This maxim urged individuals to embark on an inward journey of deep introspection. To know thyself is to understand your inner landscape, your core values, your beliefs, your inherent strengths, and crucially, your weaknesses and shadow aspects. It involves questioning your motivations, your fears, your prejudices, and the societal conditioning that shapes your perceptions. It's a commitment to honest self-appraisal, however uncomfortable that might be. This Delphic command was not merely an intellectual exercise. It was understood as a spiritual discipline, a path to self-mastery and true freedom. By understanding one's own nature, one could better navigate the complexities of life, make wiser decisions, and live in greater harmony with oneself and the cosmos. It was the starting point for all other wisdom.